Hey there, sign of Taurus. This is Kim here to do your messages. These messages are from your spirit team, your spirit guides, your angels. They're meant for you to find within the next 3 days to help you on your journey. Just a quick update for your energies. All right. I have Kim Krans Wild Unknown alchemy deck, her archetype deck that I usually use, the 108 Oracle. I'm using a new deck too with the Cosmos Oracle, the gift to the channel, so thank you, gift to the channel, and then Sci-Fi Tarot, Todd Alcott's. Alright, messages for Taurus, please. Healing, Sun Splendor. Mars, which is a very powerful energy, might be fueling this time right now. I always think of like moving forward, standing up for yourself, emperor-like energy. This is the only thing that I'm like, what is this about? Because the way I would read it is that something still is in the final stage of healing. So I do want to find out what that's about. Like, what is that? And then I have the Sun Splendor, which is a beautiful card to get. It is like the Sun card, right? It's bringing in happiness, a new experience. I also have like the Lover's energy here in the background. But it means a little bit more than just the Sun energy. It is enjoying the sun in all its splendor. I just think of enjoyment, pleasure, pleasurable experiences, feeling good in the flesh. Like you're totally going to really enjoy what this has to bring. I wonder if it's attached to like a block or something that gets unblocked because of it being in the final stage of healing. Something. Final stage of healing. Beautiful. Beautiful. The peacock's tail. Ooh, and the uncreated. Okay. Well, I really like this. I really like this. Because whatever it is here that you're creating, when you have that energy of the peacock's tail, number 7 could be significant. We do have this spectrum. And so the number of colors would be 7. Right? A very spiritual number. Also, the peacock's tail can mean that you are a big picture thinker and you're somebody that is actually guiding other people with your vision. So this is somebody that has big vision. And I mean, we have that spectrum of colors there with the Sun Splendor also. So this is a card that says you have a lot to be proud of at this time. And then this is even, I mean, it's like, wow. So then you have... You're shining bright, you're looking good, you're feeling good. Mars is saying you've got a lot of energy that you're holding right now that you have to create with the uncreated. There's a blue topaz there. I would say some sort of clarity comes in about maybe a project or something that you decide to create. Obviously, I can't tell you what that is. It's the uncreated. But there is a even broader message that it's out of this world. So is it out of this world thinking or even information that you're channeling, as well as like the power and the energy to manifest whatever this is. So I feel like in that sense that it's highly protected and supported by the divine. Alright, maybe we can get a few, or 1 or 2 or 3 for Taurus the storm. It's a perfect storm though, right? It's the perfect storm because if all of these ingredients are here for this, then what are you doing? What are you creating? Coming out of the desert energy. Pulled it specifically like that. I think it is coming out of a period of drought or thirst, like a metaphor for wanting something, needing something, And then Thanatos, which is the end or the conclusion here, something wrapping up, coming to its final chapter as you're about to create something. And I would say with the animal that your instincts are guiding you in a very special way right now with that. So let me put this animal over here. So it's like being in a drought somehow, and then whatever this energy is coming out of it. Okay, let's get these all mixed up because I would like to take reversals with them. And I might have to use the guidebook, just FYI. So storm is, I mean, it can bring turbulence. It can be external factors. It could be the storm that's within you, though, because like a lightning bolt, something fast, ready to be created. Following passion, following instinct. For Taurus, what is the storm? Excuse me, I'll keep clearing my throat. You get some water. Okay, what is the storm? The magnetic field, like a geomagnetic storm. It's time. It's time. Okay. Now, I get that. I get this energy here. It feels like Mars too. It may be that you have this field or this thing about you right now that you're attracting in a completion, an ending. But it looks like it's like the ending of this desert feeling and the ending of this drought. Kind of like death to the Five of Pentacles. I've said that before in, tarot readings for you all. So I think it's that. Let me see what they say. This is the space where things happen. It is the force field found around a source of magnetic energy. The intensity grows as it goes closer to the point of origin. Something, some kind of ending is feeling inevitable, and you feel the pull of it. And this you feel the energy or the intensity of it. This is like getting out of the desert energy, though. So it's something you want. It's something that you would want. So it's just within a certain space. So it's around a certain issue, I feel like. So it's like you're feeling, you're feeling this before it happens, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is something, though. What I feel like what we're moving on from is something that in your eyes cannot be healed at this point, or it's not going to be completely healed from this point. And that might be a good thing, if we're talking about living in any kind of lack mindset or fear or worry, excessive worries. If there's some like ending towards a way of thinking, it can be something like that too. The change of perspective, the changing of how you think, it changes everything. And so this is very powerful. I know how it sounds, though, but I want to get across, like, saying that these are extremely good energies. Yes, it's really powerful, and you can feel a force that's coming to end something, but whatever that is, it resulted in this desert-like energy, and you don't want to be in that energy for too long. So you're creating it. If something wasn't available to you, wow, yeah, you're creating it. You're birthing it to life, the celestial uterus. Everything begins once in a uterus. Okay, everything has this time of gestation to build, like the energy, the power of maybe some kind of action too, Tell me about action. Wow. What good cards. Oof. What good cards. The telescope and the spiral. And it's interesting. So we know what a telescope is, right? I don't have to explain to you that it brings objects that are far away up close for you to see. Okay, so this just makes me think of the peacock still, this big picture. But if you go in the guidebook, this is going to tell you that the telescope is a representation of you looking inside yourself, seeing what you feel like is far away from you and finding it within yourself. Such as an example would be like lack consciousness. If we have manifested an experience and we're going through struggle of some sort, any kind of worry, then we may need to look farther, deeper into ourselves to find that which we're trying to see outside of ourselves. Now, the spiral, I always think of the spiral of creation, which it is about creation, but it's about the rotation, and it can go this way or it can go that way. So the spiral positively can be about the consequence of making one right decision for yourself, one positive thing, and then it just leads to more, and you have this spiral, you just keep on, it's like going on a roll up. So this is a good rotation, this is a good pattern. If it's going down, then this would be when we contribute to our own demise or self-sabotage. It can be one negative thing after the other, like it has a ripple effect. So the spiral is ultimately, this is about the patterns, the rotations, and your choice that's involved in it. So they're wanting you to take an outside look or a broader perspective. I think it's honestly the perspective of macro and micro with yourself. And then 3333 is a card of a portal, a gateway that gratitude could open up. And so gratitude is, of course, when we're thankful for what is, exactly how it is, we find things to be thankful, grateful for. If it's the blood pulsing through our veins or the air that we breathe, focusing on how abundant that is and being grateful is like a key. It's the key, it's the success to opening up more and more. Just like the spiral, more and more, and like your gratitude, building more and more, bringing in more things to be grateful about, because the energy is sensed by the universe. What you would like to see. Attraction. What did I say? Magnetic attraction. And then I thought that storm was like the geomagnetic storm because of this magnetic field. And then here it is. So I would say that's definitely also a message for you. A disruption on the a geomagnetic storm. Let me look it up for you. It's an external storm that appears, that lasts a few hours to a few days, has different causes. It can alter everything here on Earth, right? So these are the things that could possibly cause blackouts, technology not to work that great. Yes, disturbances in Earth's magnetic field caused by shock waves. And they're saying the storm is the representation of sudden movement, more activity than normal. And maybe that storm is representing that yours just simply, you've been just in gestation for whatever it is that you're wanting to create. The power has been like building up within you, right? So this is the perfect storm because it's the energy that brings it to life, like it's birthing pains. Okay, attraction. And you see the magnetic you see the lightning, and you have a lot of lightning in this reading. Attraction, the force that makes the object, person, situation, or the pattern move towards another. Okay, so they're saying how this applies to like the law of attraction would be that the energy units emitted, so what you're sending out, will send back a similar wave of energy to the one released. The bodies attract each other due to the high energy vibration in tune. So let's ask Tarot here, what is being attracted in other than what we already know with the uncreated? Let's look into maybe relationships or jobs or something like that. Or hobbies. What are they attracting into them? Into their field? Be something good. Slowly but surely, it's something really good. It can be an offer, especially related to career, finance, something like that. It says forge ahead with the Knight of Pentacles. If it's a person, it's somebody who's very honest, dependable, reliable, a good person to work with, especially if it's on a team. It also could be somebody who's wanting to gift you something. So possibly receiving a pretty beautiful gift from this person. Might be what you're attracting. Or a solid offer. What you focus on. Justice. There's some strong Libra energy here with the Queen of Swords and Justice. Justice, it says, it's kind of about balance, choices, right? Choices that you have. Could be about contract, a partnership, marriage, relationships. It can mean all of that, but it's about it being in your truth, though, when it comes out like that in the upright. Queen of Swords, another Libra energy. It says she knows what must be done and isn't afraid to do it. And it feels like it's landing on this Thanatos, which is death, ending, closure card. So this is about really being focused on what is true for you, what brings balance, what makes you feel balanced. And then knowing that it's also, you're attracting in something. Wow, you are maybe attracting in a marriage, relationship, or a very significant partnership. Like I said, with Justice, this could be that. The magnetic field, expectation. So you should just expect that you are bringing something in at this time. Expect the best. Expect the sun splendor energy in the house. It can represent an actual house or residence, place of residence. It can represent you, your temple, your body, and feeling safe and secure. Message of concern is coming. A message, a good message, I feel, about a new manifestation. The child was on the bottom, like it could represent a new manifestation. Is imprisonment, and usually that's in the mind of feeling trapped in some way or feeling. Okay, so if there had been a situation where we felt like we couldn't free ourselves from it, you are going to free yourself from it, because it's here with this Thanatos. I think that is part of it. So because this is a card that's really about mental, how even things are being perceived, like in the desert card with that death card. So they're saying this is your ship coming in. It's like the fantastical ship here. It is freeing. If you notice, there's chains and it's locked on that card, but there's chains and it's not locked on the distant horizons, and it's on an anchor, which is like anchor your faith, but know that you're going to, in the not so distant future here, not too far, you will be able to place your roots somewhere else or place your faith. It may be a big move. What is it with this in the distant horizons? And then we'll try the 108 Oracle to see if we can get a timing card. I have, yeah, you're working smarter, not harder. Being able to take a little bit of a break if you've been working really hard with toil and labor. And the pathway. The pathway, we'll see what the pathway is or what it's talking about. Might be a rabbit hole. Yeah, some sort of burden with work is going to be relieved with that toil and labor. What is coming into distant horizons? What is the pathway that's leading out of the maze? I like that. So if you felt like this can also kind of like represent what that imprisonment energy felt like. If you're in the labyrinth, you are lost, delay, complex, contemplating. It's complicated, going inward, spiritual quest, deliberation, long way home, problem solved, catch-22, a situation to sort out. So something that had been delayed, and maybe it was a situation where the old chapter had to end completely, and this is the book burning card, putting an end to things like censorship, silencing, control, persecute, suffocate, limiting freedom. Yeah, okay, so that's how we find freedom. Even if you felt like somebody was playing mind games with you, maybe it says on that. So I look at that card as putting an end to the past chapter, the ending, book burning. And this has been something that's like a long time coming. You have something with marriage and sun splendor. I feel like that might be something new. Taking a closer look at what it was in this whole scenario that it was reflecting back to you somehow from the inside. Like reflecting on that, becoming self-aware of issues, of what you're mirroring. This could be about self-love, but they're wanting you to take a deeper look here. I think it's about the reflection, about what you're seeing. They also want you to know that you are in a period of time in between two things. Inactive, but that you are supported. There we go. A timing card, 1 to 3 months. Where you have a significant choice, a decision to make. And it may feel like taking a little bit of a risk. But so from 1 to 3 months. And number 9, bodybuilder here. Sorry, 6, power, discipline, kind of like the Mars energy. The 9 is the humanitarian, a benefactor, somebody who's generous. This could be about the person that is gifting something to you. Then I have the sapphire. So, and it's like what you're going to create with, right? It's this strong mental force that's been gifted to you. You have wise judgment. You have deep spiritual insight, power and strength. And they're saying that you are holy, you have divine favor, and you are revered. So you were chosen for something new here, something here. Yep, chosen. As I say that, we do have the cross here. Chosen for, let me go ahead and read that. If you felt like you were in isolation or in a wilderness period, doesn't matter if you're even around other people. If you feel like you were specifically put in like a certain spot and told there's something here, like by God or by your angels, that it's like there's something here to become aware of. There's a situation you could have felt like it was a lot of growth, but in a time of isolation. Or in time of maybe even peace and tranquility as you sit in deep reflection. If that hasn't been you, then they're recommending it with the cabin. Now, can be feeling kind of lonely here on this path, because it is a path of divine favor and purpose. And so this is the card saying the cross means that you have sacrificed a lot, but you are down for the cause of the greater good, and you heeded a call. And so I definitely feel like there was a wilderness period here that was like a big spiritual quest. And it was all for the point of teaching something within you, teaching you something more about who you are, which helps in return everyone else find out who they are. Six of Cups, a very significant soulmate connection, either past lives related, future lives related maybe, but this is a connection where you feel like there's a definite connection here. Oof. Alright, so that's what I've got for you, Taurus. I am sending you so much love. If you need a private reading, the information is in the description box below. Bye.